And kicking things off in the early prelim opener, we've got Said Nurmagomedov taking on Javid Basharat. Carlos, who you got in this one?
And this one, I ended up going with Said Nurmagomedov. He does have good wrestling. I think he does have the better wrestling of the two. His striking it's okay. He has very heavy leg kicks, but loves his spinning attacks. Even like most people use them out of desperation, and a lot of times I think it's just from lack of actual punching power. He loves throwing that spinning back fist in close, um, which leaves him open for takedowns against Basharat. I don't believe that if Basharat gets him down, he's going to be able to control him down there. I just feel that I would like to see Nurmagomedov be a little bit more technical, face him up, and as technical as he is with the kicks, get that way with your boxing. Um, Basharat, um, I think that he poses the same threats that Nurmagomedov poses. I think he's more of a submission threat on the ground. I think standing up, I think technically he's a better boxer. I don't think he carries that power with his kicks that Nurmagomedov does when he attacks the lower legs and the calves. Um, I just feel that he should be able to best Basharat because I think in the grappling exchanges, his wrestling will allow him to either get back to his feet or get better position. Standing, I feel that Basharat, he's not a big puncher either, but he's a little bit more precise, and I think that Nurmagomedov will, although he's a mover, I think Basharat will be able to find shots just to look good in the eyes of the judges, but not necessarily being incredibly effective. So for that reason, I took Nurmagomedov. Also, excuse me, um, he's also fought the better competition and some of the bigger guys in the division, and he's had success. I don't think he's won in those fights, but he's won like some rounds in those fights against some very big guys in the division. And I don't believe Basharat could bully some of those guys the way that Nurmagomedov did. Although he does get fatigued grappling, he was still able to best them in certain points in the fight. So I'm going with Said to get it done.
Yeah, two for Saeed here. I think both of these guys obviously is a no brainer that they're on a two fight skid for a reason, but I think for very different reasons. I think Basharat, I think he kind of got a little bit exposed, obviously getting knocked out by Ricky Simone in his previous fight, losing a unanimous decision for our Sahabi. Sorry, excuse me, Ayman Sahabi. And Said Nurmagomedov obviously losing to two guys that I don't think there's any shame in losing to. Bryce Mitchell moving up in weight, obviously was able to wrestle fuck him, get that Arkansas wrestling going. And Vinicius Oliveira, at the end of the day, he's been on an absolute tear since joining the UFC. Heavy forward pressure, which got Nurmagomedov tired, along with the fact that he is now in the main event of this particular fight night. So, stars have aligned for him, so no shame in that loss. And I think this is a get-right spot here for Nurmagomedov. I think in this fight, realistically, he's going to best him everywhere. I think he's got the better wrestling, as Carlos mentioned. I do think with Basharat that he's a little bit of a pillow-handed fighter, and he kind of pokes and prods and relies on the judges' scorecards in order to get unanimous decision victories. When you look at Nurmagomedov as well, he does like the helicopter clan. He loves to be able to spin. He loves the back fist. He loves the spinning wheel kicks. He's a big fan of using those big movements, and at times they obviously do get him tired. They do kind of drain the gas tank along with the wrestling. And I think realistically here, you're looking at a guy that's going to be the guy landing the more bigger, impactful shots on the feet. And when it comes to the wrestling, I think he's got the upside in that, obviously from his background from Dagestan. I do believe in this fight, it's going to play out very much a case of Nurmagomedov needs to take over early, get in the face of Basharat, make it a fight, and really win the first two rounds. If it's kind of close and back and forth, I rely on Basharat's cardio to be able to take over in the third round. I do think that he's going to have more success later on in the fight. But I just think with Nurmagomedov, the way you get him tired is you get in his face. If you look at Oliveira in that fight with him, he was constantly on the forward pressure. He was constantly chopping away at the leg kick. He had Nurmagomedov backed up the entire fight. And everybody knows it's very tiring moving backwards in fights. And I I just don't think that Basharat can get that respect. I don't think that he's going to have that ability to be able to push Nurmagomedov back and get him tired, get him, in a place that he's uncomfortable. I think Nurmagomedov as well, if Basharat does shoot him for a sloppy takedown, I do think that Nurmagomedov got a fantastic guillotine that he can utilize. Either way, I like Nurmagomedov to get this one done. He is the slight underdog. We might be looking at dog of the week here as well.